Hello and welcome to my YouTube channel. In this video, I am going to provide the solution to this question. We are asked to find the sum of tan x and cot x, both of them to the 8th power. We are given that the sum of tan x and cot x is equal to 3. What will be my method here? My method here will be to find the sum of their squares. After that, I will find the sum of their 4th powers before finally finding the sum of their 8 powers. So I will begin by squaring both sides. This is squared and the right hand side is equally squared. In expanding this to get a square, let's remember the value for this expansion. A plus b all squared is equal to a squared plus b squared plus 2ab. My a is going to be tan x and my b is going to be cot x. So if we square this, we're going to have a squared, which is tan square x, plus b squared, which is cot square x, plus 2ab. That is 2 multiplied by tan x cot x. This then equals the square of the 3 there, which is equal to 9. So I have been able to square both sides. There is x here. Now the next thing I'm going to do, I'm bringing down this tan square x plus cot square x. The whole of this here is going to give us 2 because the cot x is the inverse of what? Tan x. So this equals the 9. The tan x now cancels the tan x. So we're actually having tan square x plus cot square x plus 2 equals 9, and tan square x plus cot square x will be equal to 7 when you cross the 2 to the right hand side. So I have been able to get the sum of their squares. The next thing I'm going to do is to get the sum of their 4th powers. To get the sum of their 4th powers, I am going to square this again. I'm going to square both sides again. So this side is squared and the right hand side is equally squared. In squaring this, I'm still going to follow that expansion. A plus b all squared is equal to a squared plus b squared plus 2ab. My a is tan square x. If you square tan square x, you will now get tan x to the 4th power, plus if you square cot square x, you will now get cot x to the 4th power, plus 2ab, that is 2 multiplied by tan square x cot square x. This equals, when you square the 7 over there, you would have 49. So finally, for this step, we are going to get the whole of this gives 2. Just as I did in the previous step, tan square x will cancel cot square x because cot square x is the inverse of tan x. So we're going to have 2 left by this side, and when you cross the 2 to the right hand side, 49 minus 2 will give us 47. So at this step, I got the sum of their squares. Now at this step, I got the sum of their 4th power. What do I do next again? I am going to square both sides again. So this side, the left hand side is going to be squared, the right hand side will equally be squared. Now squaring this, we are still using the same formula. A plus b all squared is equal to a squared plus b squared plus 2ab. So now squaring this will now give us tan x to the 8th power. You know, when you have x raised to power 4 and you square it, it will give you what? X raised to power 8. That's what is happening here. Plus b squared That's squaring this now will now give us cot x to the 8th power plus 2ab, 2 tan x to the 4th power plus, we're having cot x to the 4th power equal to, now let's square the 47 by this other side. When you square the 47 by that side, you would have 2209. So tan x to the 8th power plus cot x to the 8th power plus the whole of this will still give us the same what? The same 2 as it happened previously. Tan is the inverse of cot, so they'll both cancel out, leaving behind that 2. So if we now cross the 2 to the right hand side, that will be 2209 minus 2, that will be 2207. So the final solution to this question is 2207. You can see my steps in getting the answer. I was squaring it each time. Thank you for viewing. For more exciting videos like this, kindly subscribe to my channel.